Hello everyone. Happy Tuesday. It is actually Boxing Day here in Australia. For anyone who doesn't know this, if you're watching from overseas, Boxing Day is the day after Christmas. And there's some confusion about what Boxing Day, how it originated. I probably should have gone and looked that up before I started this video, actually. Anyway, my name is Linda. We're going to be doing some fun things today. And I'm going to show you something new with a new set of products. So I thought that'd be a bit of fun for me as well, because it's something I haven't used before, and it's something from our upcoming mini catalogue. Hello, Ida. Now, why are you watching? Isn't it Christmas Day there? If we do have any people checking in from the US, yes, Janine, hi, Merry Christmas to you. If we do have any people checking in from the US, Merry Christmas to you all. We have all survived Christmas over here in Australia. So, mind you, there's probably days worth of leftovers left in the fridge. So I don't think I'll need to cook anything much over the next couple of days, which is kind of nice. That's good, isn't it? Oh, and Jolene's here as well. We have some Christmas girls. Hello. Marty, hello. Hi. If you are from the US, please pop in and say hi. And of course, if you're from Australia, do that as well. Margaret said she'd see me in half an hour. I don't know if she's back. Margaret is our early bird. She's always early. Hello, Colette. Hi, Nicole. Oh, hi. Happy Boxing Day. And look, we have lots of people. I really thought today we might not have very many people watching, because given that it's still the Christmas in the US, I just figured you guys would all have better things to do. Goodness me, look at everyone. Merry Christmas, you guys. Oh, Bronwyn's in South Australia. She said she's just eaten round 2 of her Christmas lunch. Delicious. And you didn't have to cook it, right? Just have to heat it up from yesterday. Happy Boxing Day, Leslie. All right, you girlies. I'm going to do something fun today, and we're going to have some fun with some masks and blending brushes today. So very, very simple technique that anyone can do. And yes, happy Boxing Day to you, Nicole, as well. Hi. And Merry Christmas to our American friends. Yes. Oh, you had a family gathering the night before. Okay. So maybe Christmas was not a bad day to Boxing Day is not a bad day for me to go live. So I normally do a team live for my team members on a Monday morning, and yesterday I put up a note and said, sorry guys, not going live today, it's Christmas, but see you next week. But I said I would be back today for this technique class. Hey there, Deb. Thank you for your beautiful gift. So much appreciated. My husband was gobsmacked, so thank you so much. Hello, Lani. Nice you made it. That's cool. Monday Night Football. Well, there you go. On Christmas Day? Really? They do football on Christmas Day? I'm surprised. Here, everything closes down. I think the only thing that's open on Christmas Day, and somebody else from Australia can chip in and let me know if there's other things that are actually open. But the only things I'm aware of that are open on Christmas Day are KFC and McDonald's. I think that's it. Macca's, as we call it here. Hello, Lisa. Hi. Oh, of course, Boxing Day test is on. And also the Sydney to Hobart yacht race should have got underway today. That's usually a Boxing Day thing as well, but I'm not watching it myself. Hi, Elizabeth. Hello, Donna. Oh, your sister-in-law's watching American football. Well, there you go. Of course she is. All right, let's get started. Let me switch over to the desk and let's have a little look. Now, I can't show you the inside of this catalogue yet. So the rules are that we're not allowed to show the inside of the catalogue until it goes live. And that might seem a funny kind of a rule. Hello, Maggie in Canada. Hello. Merry Christmas to you. Oh, no, Elizabeth, that's that sad for you. Your baby son's moving out today. And Margaret's back. Woohoo. All right. All right, so I can't show you the inside. And it's just a little rule. There's a number of reasons why. One of the reasons, and I think this is a good reason, is that I think sometimes if I show, eventually I will be showing the inside. Once it's the 4th of January that this catalogue goes live. So from the 4th onwards, I can show the inside. But I can show you the products in the meantime. So yeah, there you go. You don't celebrate Boxing Day in the US, Janine? Yes, but you know what? Boxing Day isn't something we celebrate. It's just it's a day off because it's always a public holiday, a day to recover from Christmas. And here we don't actually do Black Friday sales like you guys do after Thanksgiving. We do Boxing Day sales. So Boxing Day is when all the shops reopen because everything was closed down for Christmas. And yeah, there we go. Hello, Cherie. How are you? Happy Christmas. Happy Boxing Day. All right. So I'm going to play with this today. This is a new set. I'll move it up so you can see it. This is a new set that is in the new catalog, and it is part of a bundle that's kind of special. Okay, so you've got the stamp set. Now I wrote down the prices, so I would make sure I have those correct. The stamp set here in Australia is $35. Okay, it consists of like a few little blossoms. We've got a great big bunch of flowers and some really nice words. I love the mixed fonts. I'm a big fan of mixed fonts. Okay, and then on top of that, we have to match it the Enduring Beauty dies. Okay, so obviously this big one does this little guy here, or that big guy there. All right, and then we've got some little leaves and bits and pieces. We've got a really nice sentiment banner which fits most of these. So actually I wonder if it fits all of them. It might not fit this one. It definitely fits all of these four, but I'm not sure about that one. I think it's too long. Yeah, this one's that long thin one that says it's always been you. That's a bit long for this banner, but that's okay. I could make a little banner, a nice long skinny banner to stick that on. That wouldn't be a problem. All right, so you know, just a piece of paper would be great for that. All right, so there's those, and then there's also these. Now this is part of the bundle. Okay, you might recognize these if they look familiar. These are like the ones we had in the mini catalog that's just finishing. I'm glad to hear it, Cherie. So okay, so I that was something I did find strange, Janine, when I was in the US visiting. The first time I went over on Boxing Day to Michigan to meet up with my husband just before we got married, and I was really surprised that the day after Christmas everyone went back to school. I'm like, whoa, because here it's our summer holidays and we're on 6 and sometimes 7 weeks of holidays from school. So yeah, it was very weird to see people going back to school the day after Christmas. All right, so you might notice these look a little bit familiar. They've got like the ones we had before that had this little nick in the corner. See that there? Okay, and then we've also got a number. I hope you can see it. There's a number 1 there. Can you see it? I'm trying to hold it in the light so you can see it. So there's a number 1, and they're all numbered. Number 2, number 3, 4, and 5. There's 5 altogether. All right, so yeah, these are nice. Okay, so these match these. Everything matches. The masks by themselves are $18.50. The dies by themselves are $46. But the whole bundle, the stamps, the dies, and the masks are $89.50, which I think is a really good price. And if you're getting that, of course, during celebration, it's $90 to get a free celebration item. So you'd only have to add on something small like a pack of dimensionals or something, and you would have yourself a free celebration item. So that starts on the 4th of January, unless you're a demonstrator and you can get those celebration prices right now. So there we go. There's the 3 parts of this. Okay, now I'm going to show you one I had a little play with earlier, and then we're going to actually do it. I'm going to show you it. Okay, so this is the stamp from here. I stamped it in pretty peacock ink, and then I cut it out with, well, actually I used the masks first, and then I cut it out with my piece here. So you can see this is the shape that cuts it out. Okay, and then these guys are what I use to color it. Okay, super easy. So if you are coloring challenged, I mean, I don't know I think most of us enjoy coloring. Some people like to use blends. Some people like to use daubers. Some people like to use Stampin' Write markers or colored pencils. There's so many different coloring tools that we have, but this allows you to do it with blending brushes and your inks. And I think it looks fantastic. Isn't it a nice effect? So I'm going to take you through how that works. I really like it. I think it's a bit of fun. I'll try and get this back in the right place. So there we go. I'll move that for the moment. Now I have gone ahead and put my stamp already on a block. I've used our biggest block. This is block F, the really, really big one. But I will tell you that when I stamped that image that I just showed you, I did actually have my stamp on block E. It just fits, okay? And it just sort of, like, there's a tiny bit of overhang of this leaf and this leaf at either end of block E. But as you can see, it's still stamped just fine, okay? So if you don't have block F, you can get away with block E, okay? It is a beautiful suite, I know. I love the Stampin' Mask sets. I just think they're so clever, and they take all the thinking out, but they give you a great result. All right, so I'm just going to get a piece of basic white cardstock. Now, because I'm using a photopolymer stamp, I am going to get a better result if I use a mat underneath, and I'm going to ink this up with Pretty Peacock ink. So I'm going to do the same as I did in the last one. Now, in all the samples that are in the book, I noticed they use Memento Black, and you can use Memento Black, but sometimes I find black is a little harsh, and if you want a softer effect, then you're better off choosing a color. Like, I probably could have chosen maybe the I've got Orchid Oasis. I probably could have done it with that. You know, I could have done one of the colors, or even the Berry Burst would have looked okay. But I'm a big fan of Pretty Peacock, so that's my go-to color most of the time. I'm just going to, this is the best way to ink up a big stamp. Put it so it's face up, and then take your ink and tap, tap, tap until you feel that it's inked up sufficiently. Okay, and then I am going to turn it over. And because I'm going to be cutting this out, it doesn't matter where I put it really, but I'm going to give it a good old push all over. If you have a Stamparatus or a stamp positioning tool of any kind, then you could use that to get a really great image with this as well. All right, so that's how it looks when it's stamped. I noticed they've done embossing with this in white embossing powder on a dark background, and that looks really fantastic. That's one of the samples in the book. All right, so now that we've got this here, right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in the inks that I want to use. The colors that I'm using are Bubble Bath, the light pink, Lost Lagoon, which always looks good with Pretty Peacock, and Berry Burst for my shadow. And then I'm going to use the Pretty Peacock again in a minute. Okay, so did I bring in... I brought in a whiteboard marker so I could make a mark on my glass mat. Here it is. There, found it. If you have whiteboard markers and you want to make a mark on your glass mat, that's a great idea, because then that way you can just wipe it clean. If you use a Sharpie, you'll have a bit more trouble getting hold of it, because getting rid of it, because that is obviously that is permanent. All right, so you can see I've got a 1 here and a little notch. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to match this up. Let me just look. Oh, I've got it upside down. Okay, so I'm matching it up with my flowers, and the first one is the flower one, so that's the easiest one to start with, I think. And I'm matching it up so I can just see the outline of my original stamp. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to, probably what I should have done was actually use, in fact, I will do it. Give me a second. I'm actually going to grab some washi tape. Or you could also use masking tape. That would work for you as well. So let me push this up so we get a better view. All right, and I'm just going to have that so it's straight on my grid. Not that it really matters. And I'm going to use my washi tape. Like I said, masking tape or washi tape work really well. And I'm just going to take my... If you're using paper, grid paper, I would do the same. I would still make sure that it's straight, pop it down, and that just is holding it in the right place. Okay, now this here is going to, and I've got this little notch here, so I'm going to just put a pen mark. Should have got a sharper Never mind. That's all right. I've got enough of a mark there that I can see where it goes. All right. So this is, I'm going to start with my light color, which is my bubble bath. And I'm going to grab, I've got some blending brushes here. You can see that I've been playing around with previously. And I'm going to get some ink on my blending brush, just like this. And then holding it all in place, I'm just going to sponge gently over my flowers. Need more ink, just come back in, pick up some more. Just looking to see if I can get a bit more light on the subject. Is that better? I think it might be. There we go. It doesn't take very much to entertain cats at all, does it, Janine? I mean, they're either totally disinterested in everything or interested in everything. Yep, I'm sure that's keeping her very happy. I'm just having a look to see if I've missed any comments. Oh, good point. Of course, rubbing alcohol. Thank you. Thanks, Nicole. You're very handy. I feel like I need you in my ear to remind me of things that I really should know that that quite often I don't. All right, so now I've moved this, and look how beautifully it's colored. Okay, if you wanted to, you could add more color in the middle of the flowers, or you know, more around the outsides, but we're not going to worry because we're going to be adding shading with some of the other masks anyway. All right, so now that I've got that there, this is going to still be in the one place. The next one I want to come in with, and you can just line it up with the pattern, but now that I've got that mark, I can put that mark down, and it's basically going to show me where my next step is. So next I'm doing the leaves, and so it masks off everything else. And then here we go. I'm using Lost Lagoon now, which is like a light, well, I'd say it's a medium green actually, and it's in our subtles range. So I'm just going to come in here and I'm going to color these leaves. Super easy, just go round and round and round, and it just looks really good. If you don't want it very dark, don't do very much. Just, you know, the longer you do it for, the darker it's going to get. So, you know, if you don't want it to be dark, only do a little bit. And it's just such a nice effect. Now, when I take this off, you're going to see that already it looks terrific. And how far we go with this is up to us. All right, so you can decide at any point, hey, that's enough. I don't need to add any more detail than that, and stop. And sometimes knowing when to stop is half the art, don't you think? All right, so I'll take that off. And now I have all my flowers in pink, all my leaves in green. Okay, it's a nice medium green. And so I've finished with this one. So I'm going to move that to the side, and I'm going to go to number 3. Now, this one's an interesting one. This is kind of adding, it's harder to see what it is, but you can kind of see the shape of a flower here. This one is actually going to add shadow to our flowers. So instead of just being the one pink, we're going to have them being whatever color alongside that pink that we want. So I'm putting it in with the notch again. But what I want to do is I just want to make sure it is actually matching up with my design. And it is. Okay. And this time I'm going to close my Lost Lagoon. And I'm going to use my bubble bath, and I'm going to pick up some Berry Burst, which is a darker pink. Okay, so let's pop that down. Come in with a Berry Burst blending brush. Hold this in place, and let's go over the top. Just trust it. You'll think to yourself, oh no, I'm coloring in places I shouldn't be. Don't worry. If you've lined up with your notch, and you can see the lines of your stamp, you're in the right place. Now I'm just going to do a little bit of this, and then I'm going to stop and see if it needs to be darkened up or if I'm happy with it as it is. All right, let's pull that off. Now you can start to see we're getting some shading going. So we've got some shading here, which sort of adds a bit more dimension to our flowers, and they start to look they start to pop a bit more, right? All right, so that's number 3. Number 4, you should be able to see this one pretty easy. It adds detail to our leaves. Okay, so I'm going to pop that one once again back with the notch. Make sure it's lined up with my, I'm just going to move it slightly, making sure it's all, yep, that looks good. All right, so now I'm going to use my Pretty Peacock, and I'm going to add some detail to these Lost Lagoon leaves. Okay, it's also going to color in the stems. That's kind of cool as well. So let's go over the top. Add a bit more. It's actually, there's something really satisfying about this. This reminds me, I remember way back in the very dark corners of my mind, I vaguely remember like a coloring book with stencils when I was a kid, and I remember being absolutely fascinated by it, and it gives me the same kind of vibes as that. So here we go with our darker color. Pretty Peacock and Lost Lagoon always look so good together. They look great. You can go round and round and round. You can go backwards and forwards, however you like. And if something happens and you mess it up, just say, I pull it off because I haven't done this leaf yet. And I pull it off and I go, oh, whoops, that one doesn't have any shading. Look how good it's looking. So I can put it back in exactly the same spot. And that's the good thing about the notch and also the pieces that you've already done. Hang on, let's find it. Here we go. Almost there. And now I can come in and do these guys. So if you make a mistake, just reposition it and go over where you were. Okay, how's it looking? Do we like it? Now the last one is optional. I think that's actually quite nice just as it is. This one, I don't know if you can see, I added the centers, which is number 5, these little guys. I added them with Orchid Oasis, and it's okay, but I don't love it. If you wanted to, you could just add it in with a darker color. I'm wondering if it maybe wasn't dark enough. Maybe that's the issue. Or you could add like an orange or a yellow or something like that as well. Hey there, Joan. Hi, Marilyn. Nice to see you guys. I know. It's like that. When you're on holidays, it's easy to lose track of the time. Oh, we've had some other people pop their heads in. So say hi. Hello, Angie. Christmas Day was yesterday for us, so I did not do any videos yesterday, but I'm back today. Oh, that's nice with the grandkids. How lovely, Angie. That's fantastic. And let me have a look. Yeah, I know, Leslie. It's a great great set to add to your shopping list. So yeah, really fantastic, and it will be available on the 4th of January. The Tupperware stencils. I remember those guys. 30 years. Are you kidding? Let's not talk about that. That's way too long ago. I remember those. You like it without the centers? Yeah, I'm thinking maybe 2. And I think, yeah, maybe that's what it is. I'm going to play around with those more. I think maybe if I did them in a lighter color. So I'm actually going to pull that off get my washi tape off and pull that up. That's actually an advantage of the glass mat that I like, is that you can use washi tape and stuff and it's going to stick it right in place, and it's not, you can't harm your surface because the glass can handle that, no problems. All right, so now you can see I've got one, let's see, one here that's had the centers done and one that didn't. And I think I like the one that didn't. I think it looks better. But, obviously that's up to you. And I would like to use them because I like them. I would like to use them maybe on their own without the stamp. And I think that might be really cool. So, yeah. So there we go. So I'm thinking I might use that one on a different card. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to, let's find, it goes this way. We're actually going to cut this out. Okay. And we're going to make a card with this as the central focus. All right. And I'm going to put these away so that, although I'll need that Pretty Peacock one again in a minute, let me move these out of the way. What do you think, guys? Do we like this? Do you love it? I just think that it's such a nice set. It's so pretty and it's so easy to use and makes you look really clever. And you could use any colors you like. Now I'm going to back out a little bit, which means you see more of my messy desk. It's not too bad, only because I've got everything pushed right back and hidden. I'm going to bring in my cut and emboss machine. We're going to cut that out. So let's put that right down there. Put our base platform and our first clear plate and then we're going to cut this out right here. So I'm just making sure it's lined up. So what technique are we doing today? It's the blending brushes with the masks. And using, I guess I should say using the masks. I haven't decided what to call the video yet. What do you think I should call it? Using how to use the Enduring Beauty masks, maybe. That might be as good as anything. It's got to be a catchy title, see? I get more people watching if I say something that makes people want to watch it. So you've got to make sure you have good titles for your videos. I think sometimes that's the hardest part of making a video, is coming up with a good title. All right, let me pull this back down so you're in close again. All right, so I've done a little bit of prep work. This is also from the Enduring Beauty dies, this little sentiment here. Actually, have I got... So I'm going to stamp on this one. And the one I wanted to use, I'm going to do it in Pretty Peacock, that says, "You mean so much to so many." And I know someone very important who I could give this to. So let me move this down a little bit and get over it so it's straight. Actually, I'm going to move it slightly to one side. You're probably thinking, why is she doing that? Because I want to have something overhanging on this side. And then I've already prepared, this is the distressed tile embossing folder, which is going to be continuing. This is in our current mini catalogue that is finishing up, but this particular embossing folder is going to remain. And I'm so happy because it's just a wonderful embossing folder. So this is going to end up kind of like this. And then this little guy is going to go down the end here. So I'm actually going to put some dimensionals behind here. So isn't this an easy, it's an easy card, right? Very simple. The hardest part for me now is going to be finding my dimensionals. What have I done with them? Goodness me. And I can't ask you where they are because I haven't used them since just before I made this video. So, oh dear. It's all right. I've got another pack here. There's always more somewhere. Now, if I was Susan Campfield, I'd be saying, found it, and we'd all take a drink. That's how that works. But I'm not Susan, so so that's not my thing. That's hers. But you feel free to take a drink of whatever beverage you're enjoying if you wish. All right. Let me see. That goes this way. Okay, like this. And see, these are overhanging a little bit, and I wanted to have them overhanging just over my sentiment. So I'm going to pop this on dimensionals as well. Ooh, the easy art of color masking. Maybe that sounds very... what do we think about that? Do we like that idea? It's going to be a good set to play with, isn't it? It's really a really good one. All right, so I'm popping this here like so. And then I've got a piece of Pretty Peacock cardstock that I'm going to put behind that as a mat. So let me grab, you could use whatever glue you like, but I like Tombow when I'm working with an embossing folder because I feel like it goes nicely into all the little grooves and gives you better stick. But that's just a personal thing. Right, let me... Now, do we need, the question is, we'll need some bling, definitely. Do we need ribbon? That'll be the next question. I've got a piece of basic white thick cardstock that'll be my card base. Oh, and I've also cut out of our beautiful Pretty Peacock glimmer paper, I've cut some little leaves from the same set. So I'm thinking these are really nice. These are going to really be nice accents. So I'm going to use a glue dot with these. So I'm going to have pop the glue dot behind there, and then I'm just going to float that in behind here and push it down. Oh, that looks good. Looks really good. Yay, I'm glad I did that. And then maybe another down this end. And I do have one more, just a single leaf. So I'm wondering, do we need another one? I mean, I could put another one maybe coming out from behind my sentiment. That's a possibility. What do we think about that? Or maybe right up here in the corner. I feel like I want 3, but where? That might be too symmetrical. Maybe down the bottom here. Let's fold our base in half. And I'm going to look at your comments to see. That I do like that name, Nicole. I'm going to think Jeff very strongly about that. No ribbon but bling. Yep. Yeah. She sure is. And she's not only a fun, but she's a wonderful person. She's absolutely awesome. I love working with her. We talk nearly every day. I'm missing her at the moment because obviously it's Christmas, and so she's spending it with her mum and her family. So I think we had one text exchange yesterday, and yeah, I'm looking forward to when she's back on deck. So here we go. All right, so I'm going to pop this here, and I agree we do need bling, but maybe not ribbon. Ribbon might not be necessary. If I was going to add ribbon, I have left over from another project from the other day. I have some of this beautiful iridescent white that's about to retire, but I think it's too thick, and I don't think I want to have a big bow. If I was going to do it, I'd want a little bow. All right, so I'm thinking, see, this is how that would look if we used a ribbon, but I don't think it needs a ribbon. All right, I've got an idea though for bling. We have festive pearls. We could use some of these. We've got little green ones or silver ones, but I'm thinking there's also the awesome blooming pearls, and that's these guys. These are fantastic. In fact, it's hard to decide what to use because we could use the petal pink. It would kind of almost go with this, even though it's not the same pink. We could also use, I think, maybe the pretty peacock. What do you think? Let's go with that. I'm going to use one of these right here, and then I'm thinking maybe a large one here and maybe a tiny one up the top. What do we think? Do you like? Oh, we didn't end up putting the leaf in. Do we want the leaf or not want the leaf? What do you think, guys? Leaf yes or leaf no? Bottom, says Jolene. Bottom, says Joan. Yeah, I agree. I think so too. All right, so let's add that to a glue dot there and pop it just in underneath. And I think I'm going to call that finished. Now, one thing I do want to do is come in with some Wink of Stella, and let's add some Wink of Stella to the middle of the flowers. I think that would look nice. So I'm just going to kind of, and then they're all sparkly in the middle. That's a nice idea. Wink of Stella is always good, right? So other things like ribbons or other bits and pieces, I'm never sure about, but Wink of Stella, I'm always sure about that. This is the clear Wink of Stella. We used to have the gold once upon a time, but I always use the clear more anyway. So when they took away the gold, it wasn't the end of the world. At least we still had the clear. All right, I'm very happy with that. Okay, what do you think, guys? Do we like this? There you go. Yeah, it is less busy than I thought too, and I think that having the embossed background really adds to it. It's really nice. And then I'll make a second one with my other one, but I've decided, I think you guys are right, I do like the centers better without the extra layer of blending. So I did 1 to 4. I didn't do 5. I just did 1 to 4. And there we go. So there we go. Does anyone have any questions? Oh, leaf no, said Janine. Sorry, we ended up with a leaf. Sorry about that. Let me go back and see if I've missed any comments. I think I missed a few. I'm so sorry. I get all involved in what I'm creating and then I forget to look. You guys are funny. Oh, hey, Lorraine. Nice to see you there. I missed you pop in. Just yeah, the Tupperware stencils, Janine, were pretty fantastic. Long time ago, though. Yeah, there you go. So I think this is a really cool little bundle. Okay, so $89.50 here in Australia for the whole bundle. That's the stamps, the dies, and the masks. Okay, of course, then you would pull out your. You can use. I use blending brushes. You can use a sponge if you prefer, if you have a sponge or to sponge your color on, or you could use a sponge daubers. The only problem with the sponge daubers and why I prefer the blending brushes, I think you get the best result with the blending brushes because the color is more even. But when you come to do, like, for example, these ones, oh, and if you're wondering how I'm going to get them clean, I'm going to use my glass mat cleaning cloth and just wipe them straight off. So when I'm done, I'll just give them a wipe over because this is water-based ink that we're using, so it just wipes nice and clean. All right, so there we go. That's the same. This is the cloth that comes with the glass mat. If you're wondering where the glass mat comes from, the glass mat is a joining special for anyone who joins Stampin' Up! As a demonstrator in January and February. Okay, so it's not currently available any other way. Demonstrators were able to get it at the beginning of December, but they reached their numbers. They got to their allowed numbers and they've turned that off. So now it's only available as a joining special in January and February. So it's the glass mat, the cleaning mat, the cleaning cloth, I should say, and also the silicone mat, which I really like because you pop it down and it doesn't go anywhere. So it's really, once it sort of adheres, it's very stable. Now, what I started to say was if you use your sponge daubers, they can get damaged, like the surface of the daubers, which is like not a clean one, obviously, but this one, if I was to use this over this, it's going to dig into the surface of my sponge and it will not last as long as it should. So you can use daubers, but just bear in mind it is going to damage the surface of them and they won't last nearly as long as you would like them to. So where possible, I would definitely use blending brushes because it's like they were designed for this. Okay, so does anyone have any questions for me? Would you like, is there anything that I can answer for you guys? It's a really nice bundle, Donna. Really, really nice. I'm so happy I got it. I didn't get it on my original order either. And then I saw it and thought, you know what? Technique Tuesdays, this is a great technique to show. And it's something that I think needs to be shown for people to really understand how nice it is. And you could do this in so many different colors. Okay, you pick any colors you like. I was thinking Pool Party and Pretty Peacock would also be really nice. That'd be a really nice color scheme, right? Oh, brown. What does that mean, Gina? A brown Christmas, does it mean, is that mud? Is that what a brown Christmas is? I don't know what that is. Nice to see you, though. I did think about that, Marty, using the Wink of Stella through. Oh, let's try it. Shall we do that? And I'm just going to do it on maybe I'll do it on a spare piece of paper. Let me grab out the mask that's got the, let me see. Hang on a second. Grabbing a piece of paper. This is just a piece of Misty Moonlight. And let's have a look and see whether we could. I can't see why not, but, you know, we're about to find out, right? So here's my Wink of Stella and making sure that I don't move it. I would think you would be able to do that. Mind you, I mean, you could just colour it, but yeah, you can, as it turns out. So, I mean, this is just over cardstock, so obviously it's not going to look as good over the center of a flower. But yeah, can you see it? So yes, you can do the centers with the mask and a Wink of Stella. So that's a really good question. So that's a possibility. I don't think they have a lot of outback dust in Canada, do they? Or do they? Maybe in Saskatchewan. I don't know. Hello, Donna. Nice to see you. Oh, you just got your Stampin' Up glass mat. Woohoo. Well, you did well to get those because they sold out of them for demonstrators. The new brayer, I haven't tried it yet, Denise. I have tried the brayer, but I haven't tried it with these. So that's actually something on my list to try. And I would like to do some stuff with the brayer coming up because the brayer is definitely different to the old brayer that we had before. So we had a rubber brayer once upon a time, then we had sponge brayers, and now we have a new silicone brayer, and it picks up the ink quite differently. So I'm still experimenting with it. Merry Christmas, all you guys. Everyone's saying hello, which is lovely. And I just think I clicked on the wrong thing. Let me just see. Did I click on the wrong thing? You still got me. Can everyone still see me? I couldn't see you guys for a bit there. That's okay. The shimmer paste for the inside of the flowers. That's another good idea. I don't think we sell shimmer paste anymore, do we? Oh, no, we sell the shimmer embossing paste. Is that what you mean? You could do that. Let me see. Dusty. Okay, understand. Totally dry. Are you expecting snow up there? Is there snow on the way, Gina? I would expect you would get some at some point. Minneapolis doesn't have any snow. Yeah, I was talking to my parents-in-law there in Western Michigan, and they didn't have any snow. That was Christmas Eve for them. They didn't have any snow either. But they have had snow earlier in the season, but it was too warm for snow right now. So, yeah, there you go. It's definitely warmer right now. You're absolutely right, Marty. And here in Australia, it's cooled it down. We had a lovely cool Christmas, which is perfect for those people who like to still have a roast, like a roast dinner for Christmas. I'm sure it suits them when we have a cool Christmas. I think it was like 26 degrees Celsius, that is. I'm sorry, I'm not very good at converting from Celsius to Fahrenheit. It's not my area of specialty, not my area of expertise. Sorry, how much was that, honey?
Between 74 and 80 was yesterday.
Oh, there you go. He just said it was between 74 and 80 Fahrenheit in Michigan, yes. Oh, no, here, yesterday. So there we go. Not Michigan. All right, well, I'm cleaning all these off now. And I've loved spending a little bit of time with you guys today. If anyone has any questions before I head off, now's the time to ask because... Oh, he's in Whistler right now, is he, Bronwyn? Yeah, the snow is mushy because it's too warm, right? Yeah, we had a storm about an hour and a half ago too, Donna. So, and of course, Crumpet. For those of you who know, Crumpet is terrified of storms. So he's, we wrap him up like a burrito in a blanket, and then he calms down. That's the only way we can get him to calm down. Otherwise, he'll hide under furniture and under beds and anywhere he can to try and escape the storm. But if we wrap him up like a burrito, he calms down and then everybody's happy, including us, because we don't like to see Crumpet upset. And for anyone who doesn't know, Crumpet is our smaller cat, our ginger cat. So there we go. Okay, I'm going to say bye-bye, and I hope you guys have a fabulous week. I will be back on Friday night with another live for you guys. Now, I have to be honest and tell you it won't be a live. It will be a pre-recorded live, so it's not really live, is it? But you guys will be live. You can talk to each other live while the video is playing. So it'll look like a live video, but it's actually going to be pre-recorded because it's my husband's birthday. So we're going out to, actually, I have... blown the secret now so I can tell you what it is. I'm taking him to see Wicked at the Lyric Theatre on Friday night. So looking forward to that. We will have a good week. Thank you, Jolene. Thank you so much. Oh, you're very welcome, Nicole. I love doing that. A happy hoodie. What's that? I've never heard of that, Cherie. Okay, looks like I have something I need to look into there. Yeah, he'll be, oh, I shouldn't say how old. I think he's 55. 55, yeah. So there you go. All right, you guys. Have a fantastic week. Don't forget about the Enduring Beauty set that's coming out on the 4th of January. If there's anything you need out of the current catalogue, don't leave it too late because there's only a few more days. We've got another week and that one's gone. So if there is something in the current catalogue that you're wanting to get, the mini catalogue, that's the green one with all the Christmas stuff, anything in there you want to get, you want to do it before it ends. There you go. All right, everyone. Have a fantastic Boxing Day if you're in Australia, and enjoy the rest of your Christmas, all my American friends and people in Europe. I think most of the Europeans are probably asleep right now, so that's why I haven't seen any of them. All right, guys. Have a great day. See you soon. Bye-bye.